If I could go back and start content creation all over again, I wouldn't just start posting, I wouldn't obsess over gear, and I definitely wouldn't spend months trying to figure out my niche before I hit upload. The truth is, when you're starting, there's a lot of noise. Everyone's telling you what you should do, but nobody tells you what actually matters in the first 6 months. That's where most creators waste their time, burn out, or give up before they even see any real results. If I started today knowing everything I know now, I would strip it all back to just 3 key lessons. 3 things that not only make growth possible, but actually make creating fun again. So if you're just starting or you have been posting for a while and feel stuck, this might save you months, maybe even years of trial and error. Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg. What do they have in common? Steve Jobs wore the same black turtleneck every day, and Mark Zuckerberg, a gray t-shirt. They understood something crucial, that every decision you make depletes your mental energy, and every minute you spend staring at your closet wondering if this shirt looks good on you is a minute you're not spending on actual content. I know this sounds crazy, but humans have a decision-making daily limit, and the more you use it, the more exhausted you become, and the less energy you will have in your tank. Here's what I suggest. Pick 3 or 4 outfits that represent who you are, that you feel comfortable in, and just rotate between them. That's it. Like for me, I've been wearing this brand Into the AM, who makes simple basic clothes that fits my minimal style, makes me look good, and gets me into content creation mode when I wear them. I started doing this a few months ago. I have 4 shirts that I rotate through, and I haven't thought about what to wear for a video since. Now, when I have an idea for a video, I can sit down and start recording within 5 minutes instead of spending an hour getting camera ready. Your clothes do represent who you are, and if you can get that sorted, have your selection ready and decided at the start of your YouTube journey, then you wouldn't need to worry about this anymore. It's a one-off thing, because the ultimate goal here is to remove obstacles between you and recording your content, not create more obstacles. I've watched creators kill their own momentum because they have turned getting ready into this elaborate ritual. They spent so much energy on looking perfect that they have nothing left for being interesting. And viewers can feel that. They can sense when someone is more worried about how they look than what they have to say. Now, I'm not telling you to show up looking like you just rolled out of bed. Basic hygiene still matters. You still want to look presentable and not sloppy. But there's a massive difference between being clean and presentable versus trying to look like you're about to walk on a red carpet. People are starving for authentic content, or at least until AI makes it indistinguishable. Right now, we're drowning in polished, filtered, perfect looking videos where everyone seems to live in a magazine. So when someone shows up looking like a real human being talking about something they genuinely care about, stands out. Let me tell you about the week that changed everything for me. I was spending 12 hours creating one video, not because the content was complex, but because I was reinventing the wheel every single time. I would spend an hour designing a thumbnail from scratch, another hour thinking of titles, 30 minutes setting up my camera and lighting, hours writing up my script. By the time I actually started editing, I was already burnt out and exhausted. Those are all small little tasks that seem small at first, but amount to a lot when accumulated. So I paid $1,000 for a YouTube course run by a popular YouTuber because I simply must know if I was missing something. I went through the entire course expecting some secrets about time management, but the answer was simpler. Automate anything you can, especially if it procrastinates you. I was shown this system. He had a thumbnail template, same font, same color scheme, same basic layout. He just swapped out the background image and changed the text. 5 minutes max. His scripts were templated too. Standard intro paragraphs, hooks, number of words, and his camera setup. Leave it in there in the same position, have it plugged into your computer so that you can record anytime. I thought this would make the content look boring and repetitive, but when I looked at his channel, it actually looked more pleasant than mine. There was consistency, which viewers appreciate more than you think, and they weren't distracted by constantly changing visual styles. They could focus on his content, and it makes him recognizable in a single glance. So I created my own templates. I spent one weekend setting everything up, and now I'm able to plan my content a few months ahead. I batch my work too. I write scripts for 4 videos in one sitting when I'm in writing mode, then I'll film all 4 when I'm in filming mode, then I'll edit them all when I'm in editing mode. When you're not constantly switching between different types of tasks, your brain can actually get into a flow state. The key is adopting tools and systems that actually solve problems you have. Don't get caught up in trying to optimize every little thing. If you find yourself editing too long and hate it, outsource it. If you find yourself researching titles for too long, collect a list of working titles from your competitors and templatize them. The goal isn't to build the perfect system, it's to remove as much friction as possible between having an idea and getting it in front of your viewers. Every step you eliminate is another reason to create instead of procrastinate. This is the big one, and most creators get this completely wrong because they're often following advice meant for someone with completely different goals. Imagine a guy named Mike who spent 2 years trying to go viral. He was chasing every trend, making reaction videos, pivoting, and doing whatever the latest guru said would get him views. He hit 50,000 subscribers and was making maybe $200 a month from ad revenue. He was miserable, burnt out, and ready to quit. Then he got honest with himself. He didn't actually want to be a full-time YouTuber. He was a freelance graphic designer who wanted to attract better clients. So he stopped chasing trends and started making videos about design principles, showing his process, breaking down good and bad design he saw in the world. His subscriber count dropped from 50,000 to 10,000. But now he books $5,000 projects from people who found him through his videos. He's making more money than he ever did trying to go viral, and he actually loves making content again. That's what happens when you align your content strategy with what you actually want instead of what you think you're supposed to want. Are you trying to make a living from YouTube? Are you building an audience to sell your own products? Do you want to establish authority in your industry? Are you hoping to get noticed by potential employers? Or maybe you just want a creative outlet and spend some extra money. Each of these require completely different approaches. The creator trying to make 6 figures from ad revenue needs to worry about different metrics than, say, a small business owner using YouTube to attract local clients. But unfortunately, most advice you get from gurus treats every creator like they're trying to become the next Mr. Beast. So once you're clear on your actual goal, everything becomes easier. If you're building professional authority, you don't need to stress about viral trends. You need to consistently share valuable insights that showcase your expertise to the right people. If you want to build a business around your content, you need to think about what you could eventually sell and create content that attracts those potential customers. And here's the part that might hurt to hear. You need to set realistic expectations. Most creators quit because they expected 10,000 subscribers after just 6 months, or thought they would be making money after their first 10 videos. But if you want to build a side income, you're probably looking at 2 to 3 years minimum. Going full-time might take 7 years or might never happen, and that needs to be okay if it's not your actual primary goal. When you're realistic about timelines, you can focus on the right metrics. Instead of obsessing over subscriber counts, ask yourself, am I getting better at explaining things? Am I attracting the right kind of audience? Am I enjoying this process? These are the questions that actually matter for long-term success. If you're still lost at this point and need help figuring out the specifics, then check out this video here where I share 6 unpopular but effective YouTube strategies. Hopefully that's exactly what you need, and I hope it helps you.